Spiracid. Test. Spiracid. Test. Malcolm Hoover. If you didn't know how much better I am than you, let me show you. Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon attack her life points directly with burst stream of destruction. Spyrakid. Hey Rashad, lol, just finishing eating, and setting up camera stuff.
To my temple, ready to fly, all my day long. I got some potion in blue. There is new, down fast, down rough. Don't look and break each other.
delay is a bit higher.
It does not maybe well. One time, too much, no much, so long. Your laptop, to my home. When you feel lost, my but to the left. We found really wow, baby, bam, bam, bam. Stand by my side, I don't know. In the wow, baby, count down low. High class movie, I know what they want. In the heavy side, I'm far away. I got some bones getting blue. Slow down, down, I'm such a gun, amazing. Dancing without a place. Because we break through like the blessing. Standing up, let it go.
Hey guys, what's going on? Fire Kid here, and today we are playing Dramatical Murder Part 5, Koujaku's Route Part 3. It's off screen. Let me try and fix that, but I definitely know what I'm doing. There we go. How are all of you today? I'm doing pretty good. We've got Rashad in the chat. How are you today? Welcome to the stream. What are you up to? Testing. Am I there? Testing. Am I there, right?
Testing. That better, Rashad?
Malcolm Hoover. I'm great, I can hear, but you sound like you're in a tunnel.
Sorry about that. I don't even know where my... Oh, yeah, my AirPods were...
Malcolm Hoover. OMG, so much better.
Alright. In that case, let me try again. Hey guys, what's up? Going on? What's going on? Lost my vocabulary there. Spire Kid here, and today we are playing Dramatical Murder Part 5, Koujaku's Route Part 3. How are all of you today? I'm doing pretty good. We'll start... Oh, Rashad is here in the chat. Hey, Rashad again. We'll start Dramatical Murder in a moment, but first, here are today's Reuters TV.
You're watching Reuters TV. Here are your top stories.
A landslide election win for Iran's hardline judge.
U.S. bishops vote to draft a communion statement that may rebuke Biden for his views on abortion.
The Dow drops over 500 points on inflation concerns.
This is Reuters Now.
Hardline judge Ibrahim Raisi secured a landslide win in Iran's presidential election on Saturday. With some 90% of votes counted, Raisi's tally was 17.8 million votes out of 28.6 million ballots cast, Interior Ministry official Jaman Orfi told a televised news conference. That gives him an unassailable lead. Outgoing President Hassan Rouhani visited Raisi at his offices to congratulate him and said he has, quote, a heavy responsibility.
I have no doubt that the people will support his legitimate government so that their interests can be best implemented and operationalized.
Raisi, a 60-year-old Shiite cleric, was widely tipped to win, having been endorsed by Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. But dissidents at home and abroad say popular anger over economic hardships and curbs on freedoms kept many Iranians at home. Turnout was reported to be 48%, slightly higher than analysts had predicted, but lower than the 73.3% in 2017. Another deterrent for pro-reform voters was a lack of choice. That's after the Guardian Council, a hardline election body, barred heavyweight moderates and conservatives from standing. A US State Department spokesman on Friday said Iranians had been denied their right to choose their own leaders in a free and fair election. Raisi was placed under US sanctions a few months after being appointed judiciary chief in 2019. That was for alleged human rights violations, including the executions of thousands of political prisoners in the 1980s. Iran has never acknowledged the mass executions, and Raisi has never addressed the allegations about his role. The election comes at a critical time. Iran and 6 major powers are in talks to revive their 2015 nuclear deal. Raisi offered no detailed political or economic program during his election campaign, but has backed the revival of the nuclear pact, a development that will bring an easing of US sanctions that have crushed Iran's economy.
The action passed with a vote of 168 in favor, 55 opposed, 6 abstentions.
A divided conference of U.S. Roman Catholic bishops announced Friday that they have voted to draft a statement on Holy Communion that may admonish Catholic politicians, including President Joe Biden, who support abortion rights. The move comes after 2 hours of debate Thursday at the virtual assembly of the United States Catholic Bishops' Conference, where bishops weighed the merits of reaffirming church teachings against the possibility of sowing partisan division. Biden, the second Catholic to serve as U.S. president, came up repeatedly during discussions because of his support of same-sex marriage and abortion rights, alarming many bishops who say his views are antithetical to church doctrine.
Oh, who cares what the Catholics think?
About the move by the bishops Friday, Biden responded,
"That's a private matter, and I don't think that's going to happen."
Some bishops advocating for drafting the document argued they had an obligation to clarify the church's teachings for all Catholics in light of inconsistencies in faith and actions of public officials like Biden. Opponents said they feared writing the document could sow further partisan division within the church, and that the bishops should take more time to discuss the issue before moving forward. The conference's Committee on Doctrine is now expected to draft the document ahead of a November meeting when the bishops will review an amendable draft.
Jesus came into the world.
You really have committed like that.
Act now.
U.S. President Joe Biden urged Americans to get vaccinated on Friday as the country looked likely to miss his goal to get at least one shot to 70% of American adults by the July 4th holiday.
65% of American adults have gotten at least one shot. On July 4, we're going to celebrate our independence from the virus as we celebrate our independence of our nation.
Just pause it for a sec. Just in from USA Today, our good boy, President Joe Biden's oldest beloved dog, Champ, has died at the news.
Biden announced the U.S. had administered 300 million COVID-19 vaccinations in 150 days, a number he called an important milestone, but he stressed that more work needed to be done.
Deaths and hospitalizations are drastically down in places where people are getting vaccinated. But unfortunately, cases and hospitalizations are not going down in many places in the lower vaccination rate states. They're actually going up in some places.
Biden also warned Americans about the Delta variant, which the World Health Organization said on Friday was becoming the globally dominant strain of the disease.
It's a variant that is more easily transmissible, potentially deadlier, and particularly dangerous for young people. But the good news is we have the solution. The best way to protect yourself against these variants are to get fully vaccinated.
Biden said addressing racial imbalances in vaccination rates was still a big concern. Earlier on Friday in Atlanta, Georgia, Vice President Kamala Harris visited a vaccination site at the Ebenezer Baptist Church where Martin Luther King Jr. once preached, to underscore the importance of faith groups in the effort to overcome hesitancy and accelerate vaccinations.
We got to get those numbers up. We can do better.
The White House said on Friday that more than 175 million Americans had now received at least one COVID-19 vaccine shot, and that 55% of adults were fully vaccinated.
Get vaccinated.
Crowds gathered outside a Hong Kong court early on Saturday, chanting, "Release all political prisoners." Inside was the first hearing for two executives of pro-democracy newspaper Apple Daily. charged under the city's sweeping national security law. Some were holding yellow umbrellas, a symbol from the umbrella movement in 2014 that called for democracy and universal suffrage. Editor-in-Chief Ryan Law and CEO Chung Kim-hong were among 5 Apple Daily executives arrested on Thursday when 500 police raided the outlet's newsroom. They are charged with collusion with a foreign power to endanger national security and were denied bail. The other 3 were released on bail late Friday night. Police said dozens of the newspaper's articles were suspected of violating the contentious national security law. It was the first time media articles have been cited as potentially falling foul of the legislation. The case has drawn international criticism and raised alarm over press freedom.
Challenge.
The Dow fell more than 500 points Friday on a Fed official's hawkish comments on inflation. James Bullard said inflation was stronger than anticipated, and that spooked investors. Wall Street's volatility gauge spiked, the U.S. dollar further strengthened, and benchmark Treasury yields declined. The falling yields hurt interest rate-sensitive bank stocks, making them the day's top decliners on the S&P 500. J.P. Morgan Chase and Bank of America shed more than 2%. Mercadian Asset Management President Ken Kamen said Wall Street made an errant knee-jerk reaction by selling economically sensitive cyclical stocks.
I actually think that the market is kind of getting it wrong here in that we're having a lot of economic activity happening still from the reopening trade. We're still getting a global spreading of vaccine. There's a whole bunch of things to rethink that we're going to have an economy that's not going to be slowing down over the next year or two.
The Dow ended 1.6% lower, declining every day of this week. The S&P 500 fell 1.3%. The Nasdaq shed 0.9%. On the week, the Dow lost nearly 3.5% as the S&P snapped a 3-week winning streak, and the Nasdaq also lost ground. Adobe shares rose 2.6% to hit an all-time high. They were the second leading gainer on the S&P. The software developer behind Photoshop saw its top and bottom lines and profit forecast top Wall Street's expectations.
You're up to date. Check back later as stories develop.
All right, that was, Reuters headlines for today. And let's get into Dramaatical murder. Hey, where were we last time?
Malcolm Hoover. Oh God, it's been a minute.
Let's left off here.
Malcolm Hoover. I'm not sure.
Hey. Ah. Where are we? Okay. Alright. Alright, here we are. Yes. Counter the antagonist. Choice. Okay, so trying to stop Koujaku going after the tattoo artist. And we have to stop him. So how do we do it, Rashad?
Malcolm Hoover. Try to think of another way.
On Koujaku's face, Sultan, lost in his rage. Yeah.
Koujaku!
I need to stop him. Ed! No, not now. I have to stop Koujaku. Koujaku. Hey, and I managed to cry that stops Koujaku cold.
Over.
Holy, Koujaku. I can tell from his anger have subsided. I collapse onto the on Koujaku at me.
大丈夫かつかお前こそ大丈夫なのかよ俺は
Koujaku paused. Eyes went around the room. Based on what I heard, one who did Koujaku's tattoo. I don't know if it's related, but Koujaku seems to truly hate Ryu, enough to lose his mind. Well, why did Ryu tattoo Koujaku? And why does Koujaku hate him so? Feels like it should all connect somehow, but I just can't put it all together. Koujaku is silent for a moment before looking up at me.
まずお前に謝らねえと悪かった昨日も俺はお前にとんでもねえことコウジャクさん無事ですか
Suddenly, the door bursts open and two men enter, shouting. Koujaku smiles at the sight of them.
お前ら遅かったじゃねえかすみません
They're Benny Shiger members, as I watch several more file in behind them.
どうやってここまで旧住民区の警官に口聞いてプラチナジェイルへ入れるように動いてもらったんだよ
I remember hearing that Benny Shiger had police contacts, so that's how they got in.
近々東映の特別記念イベントがあるだろその時に警備の強化として旧住民区の警官も借り出されるらしくてなその増員分として警官に偽装して入ってきたってわけだイベントの間の一時的なもんだからチェックもそんなに厳しくねえしな
とは言ってもですよ正直いつバレるんじゃないかとヒヤヒヤしましたよ
本当ですよ身元の認証するたびに心臓が口から飛び出るかと思いましたそうかでも無事だったからよかったじゃねえか
すね
しかしあの野郎さっさと逃げやがって
Must be Ryu.
Hoover. Just when they was in the moment they came in.
ああそうかくそどこへ行きやがったんだあの野郎ってもしかして着物を着てるやつですかそうだそれなら外で待機させてたやつが追ってます慌てて出てきた着物の男が怪しいってんで後をつけるって連絡がありましたよくやった上出来だ
That's Benny Shiger for you. They've been known for their teamwork.
着物のやつの行方は後で連絡があると思います他のメンバーはひとまず倉庫に待機させてます裏口のキーを警官から聞いてるんで
そうか
それじゃあ他の奴らと合流するぞ。いつまでもこんな胸くそ悪いとこにいたくねえからな。
オス。
青葉、動くぞ。いけるか。
なあ。
よっと。
Koujaku puts an arm beneath my shoulder and helps me up.
青葉さん、大丈夫っすか？手伝います。悪い。
One of Koujaku's guys takes my other shoulder.
俺は青葉さんのカバンとオールメイトを持ってきます。頼む。はい、俺犬好きなんで。
よし、行くぞ。
Ryuhu's drug hasn't worn off yet, but at least these guys are here to help. Together we leave the club behind. We proceed through narrow side streets until we reach the warehouse district. The light and glamour of the main street is just a haze in the distance, and there's hardly anyone around. After we're sure that no one is watching, we approach the back door of one warehouse. One of the guys unlocks it with his coil, and we step inside. The warehouse is massive and filled with stacks of huge boxes. As the door closes behind us, several men emerge from the shadows, the Benny Shiger members who were waiting for us. Backslaps are exchanged, everyone starts celebrating the successful rendezvous. The drug is finally starting to wear off. I can move again, so I sit down against the wall. Still, what an ordeal. As I'm resting, Koujaku walks up to me. He just finished talking with the others. He sits down next to me. I don't know what to say. I've forgotten the craziness, but I still haven't figured out where the two of us stand. Koujaku seems similarly at a loss. Koujaku breaks the silence. He turns to look at me in the eye.
まず謝らせてくれ。謝って済むことじゃねえのは百も承知だ。だが、本当に悪かった。
Feel my lips tighten. How I wanted to play out. I thought a lot about my relationship with Koujaku. A lot I want to say, and a lot I want to ask. But I feel I have to be the one to start. I want to know more about Koujaku, but that means sharing my own feelings first. I have to go at his pace, just like he's always done for me. Can't be one-sided. We're not little kids anymore. It's time for honesty.
Koujaku, 俺さ、お前にちゃんと言わなきゃいけないことがある。
A tinge of fear flashes across Koujaku's face.
俺はお前のこと昔から知ってるし、そのせいで何でも知ってるような気になってた。けど俺、前も言ったけど、実はお前のこと全然知らねえんだよな。
青葉。
どんだけうぬぼれてたんだよって話だよな。でも、それを思い知ったら、すげえショックで。最初、コジャクはなんで俺に隠し事なんかするんだろうって思ってた。けど、そういう話じゃないんだよな。お前にはお前の事情があって、俺に話せない理由もあって、俺はまずそれを分かってなかったんだ。それでも一度は物分かりのいいふりして、お前のこと信じて待とうって思った。お前が話してくれる時まで待とうって。でもダメだ。俺やっぱりお前のことちゃんと知りたい。お前が島にいない間、どこで何があったのか、そして今どうなっているのか知りたいんだ。話すのがどうしても嫌ならいいけど、 いや、よくね。そういうのはもうやめた。孔雀、話してほしい。お前のことを俺に。
Koujaku looks down, saying nothing. If he still refuses to tell me now, then it'll truly be time to throw in the towel. I've said my piece. I'll accept whatever comes of it. After what feels like an eternity, Koujaku slowly lifts his head and looks at me.
わかった。話す。まさかお前をそんな気持ちにさせてるとは思ってなかった。ただお前を巻き込みたくねえ一心で、それで黙ってたんだ。それに正直、お前に知られるのが怖かったってのもある。だが結局は、お前を巻き込んじまった。劉邦もその因縁の一端だ。ここまで来て今さら隠すつもりはねえ。俺も覚悟を決めた。だから聞いてくれ。
ああ。
We meet each other's eyes and exchange a nod.
俺がお袋とこの島を出てった時な。あの時、俺は本土の実家に戻ってたんだ。お前は知らないだろうが、俺の実家な、ヤクザなんだよ。
Malcolm Hoover. Then talk, boy. I need to hear your excuses.
ああ、俺は組の後継ぎだった。つっても、お袋は妾なんだけど。
Koujaku is part of the Yakuza. Oh my.
代わりに俺が後継ぎってことになった。だが俺は後を継ぐ気なんざなかったし、お袋も制裁からのいじめがひどくてよ、すっかり疲れちまって。それでこの島へ逃げてきたんだ。まあ結局は呼び戻されて、それでいろいろあってな。お袋もその時に死んだ。
His mother's dead. I met her countless times when we were children. She was a kind and wonderful person. The revelation is so sudden. I don't know what to say. Koujaku sighs.
顔の入れ墨はさっき初めて見たんだよな。
なあ、でも背中のは知ってる。
見たのか？いつ？
俺が吐いちゃった時にさ、お前の着物も汚しちゃって、それでお前風呂場で着物洗ってただろ。
あ
あの時ドアがちょっと開いてたんだ。風呂入ってんのかなって軽い気持ちで覗いて、その時に盗み見るつもりはなかったんだけど、ごめん。
なるほどな。まあいい。背中のを見たとき驚いただろ
う。そうだな。
背中も顔も入れ墨は実家に戻ってた時に入れたんだ。強制的にだけどな。掘ったのはあいつ、劉邦だ。あいつは親父に気に入られてて、それで俺にも墨を入れるように親父が言ったんだ。こんなもん背負いたくなんかなかったのによ。因果と言っちまえばそれまでかもしれねえが、家系だの後継ぎだのクソくらえってんだ。
Presses a hand to his forehead angrily, crumpling his bangs.
劉邦の野郎。お前な、劉邦と喋ってるのを見た時から警戒はしてたが、まさかあいつが本気でお前に手出すとは思わなかった。さっきのお前の姿を見た時、心臓が止まるかと思った。だからあそこには近づくなって言ったんだ。
Wait, after he saw me talking to Ryuhu?
それってあのクラブの前で俺が劉邦と喋ってた時のことか。
ああ、見かけたのは本当に偶然だけどな。俺はここに来てからずっとあいつを探し回ってて、 ここに来た時に声かけてきた二人組の女いただろ。
おう。
女のうちの一人が首に龍鳳の入れ墨を入れてたんだ。あいつの彫り物は特徴があるからすぐわかる。独特の霞んだような青みが出る。それで俺は龍鳳がここにいるって確信して女から龍鳳のことを聞き出そうと思ったんだ。
だから女に会いに行ってたのか。
ああ、お前には悪いが正直あの時は龍鳳のことで頭がいっぱいになってた。おふくろが死んでからあいつはずっと行方をくらましてたんだ。入れ墨のこともあったし、俺はあいつをとっ捕まえてやろうと思ってた。ところがあいつは本土じゃいくら探しても見つからなかった。俺の気は収まっちゃいなかったが、俺もいつまでも引きずってちゃいけねえってそう思ってまた緑島へ渡ったんだ。なのにあいついきなり手の届くところに現れやがって、しかも青葉にまで。
Trails off there. A dark shadow falls over his eyes.
俺は龍鳳が許せねえ。入れ墨ってのは一度入れたら完全に消すことはできねえ。死ぬまで一緒にいるもんなんだ。いくら親父の命令とはいえ、そんなもん入れた野郎を許せるわけがねえ。あいつは入れ墨を掘ることを心底楽しんでる。裏を返せば入れ墨以外はどうでもいいんだ。相手が泣こうがわめこうが危機として針を刺す、ただの下道だ。それにおふくろが死んだ原因はあいつにもある。本当は忘れるつもりだったんだ。どんなに憎んで恨んだところで何も返ってきやしねえ。あとは時が押し流してくれるのを待つだけだ。
Malcolm Hoover. Now that's all starting to make sense.
Yeah.
なのにあいつ今さらのこのこ現れやがって、どんだけ人のことをコケにすりゃ気が済むってんだ。ちくしょう。
Koujaku suddenly punches the wall. His fist trembles faintly.
あいつのことになると頭に血が上ってわけが分からなくなっちまう。お前にも嫌な思いさせちまった。自分でもおかしいってのは分かってんだ。だが不本意にしろ何にしろ俺はこの入れ墨を背負っちまった。だからこれは俺の業なんだ。こいつがある限り俺の中の憎しみや怒りは消えねえ。だからケリをつけてんだ。
ケリ？
ああ、俺とあいつとのケリだ。だがこれは全部俺の都合だ。お前には関係ねえし、これ以上は巻き込みたくねえ。ケリも俺一人でつける。だからお前に迷惑は。
バカにしてんのか？
I look straight into his eyes.
いつ誰がお前のこと迷惑だなんて言ったよ。
Koujaku looks down, perhaps ashamed.
俺の答えをお前が勝手に決めるなよ。俺はお前のこと迷惑だなんて思ったことないし、今も思ってねえよ。今本当に話が聞けてよかったってそう思ってる。これでやっと俺がお前のために何ができるか考えることができるって。話してくれてありがとな。
青葉。
この間さ、久しぶりに昔の夢を見たんだ。夜になってもばあちゃんが帰ってこないから俺が泣いてて、そしたらお前が探しに来てくれて、いつもお前俺のことを探し出してくれただろ。俺 あれすげえ嬉しくてさ、いつも助けてくれる日、頼れる兄貴って感じだったんだよ。だから今度は俺がお前を助けたい。お前この間言ってたよな、俺が抱え込むとこがあって言わなきゃ気づかないから言い続けるって。それ俺もそうすることにした。お前が抱え込もうとしてたら俺を頼れ、巻き込めって言い続ける。それが俺たちの仲だろ。なんだかんだで俺だって結局お前のことを巻き込んじまってるわけだし。
I sat there and studied Koujaku's face. It's been frowny the whole time, but now he sighs and laughs.
なんだよ。
いや、ここに来る前な、何でもいいから話せってお前に言ったことを思い出したら、なんかおかしくなっちまって。言ってる本人ができてねって最高にかっこ悪いだろ
う。俺ら似てるのかもな。自分のことになるとまるっきりダメになるとことか。
そうかもな。昔の話って言えばよ、俺この島に久々に帰ってきてお前を見たとき、実は結構驚いてたんだぜ。
驚いた？なんで？
あんなに小さかったお前がすっかり大人になっちまったってな。
当たり前だろそんなの。
ああ、でも本当に驚いたんだ。俺の知らない青葉がいるって。
Koujaku flashes me a tender smile.
お前は気づいてなかったんだろうが、俺も見たことないお前に戸惑ったってことだよ。
似た者同士。
そういうことだな。
でも俺は島に戻ってきたお前を見たとき、あんまり驚かなかったな。変わってないと思った。
ひでえな。成長なしかよ。
そうじゃない。さっきも言ったけど、公爵はいつも俺を助けてくれる
Malcolm Hoover
ヒーローだったからさ。
ヒーロー？
そうだよ。なんだよ。
おう。
だから島に戻ってきた公爵も昔と変わらない、俺の知っているまんまの公爵だって思い込んでた。それでお前に甘えてたんだな、俺。
変わってねえよ、何も。
Koujaku looks at me affectionately.
確かに俺たちは離れてる時間があった。が、俺たちの本質は何も変わっちゃいねえよ。ただ大人になっていらねえこと考えるようになっただけで、俺は俺、お前はお前だ。そうだろ？
なあ。
I nod, and Koujaku offers his hand with a smile.
仲直りの握手だ。昔はよくやっただろ？こうやって手つないで。
Koujaku wraps his long, slender fingers around my hand.
それでお前、いつも俺にこう言うんだよな。負けるなって。
そうだったっけか？
そうだよ。よく覚えてる。お前にそう言われるとさ、なんか力が湧いてくる気がして不思議だったな。
そうか。
He smiles bashfully.
お前、これどうしたんだ？
何が？
首のとこ、なんか赤くなってるぞ。虫刺されっつより太めの針で刺したみたいな。
コウジャクさん。
Just then, one of the Benny Shiger guys runs up. Koujaku and I quickly pull our hands apart.
おう、どうした？
あの着物の野郎を追ってたやつから連絡が入りました。奴はオーバルタワーへ入っていったそうです。
オーバルタワー？
オーバルタワーってプラチナジェイルを管理するための塔だろ？
正確には管理もやってる。実際には東映財閥の本社ビルだって話だが。
東映財閥の本社ビル？なんでそんなとこへ劉邦が？
あいつまさか東映とつながってやがるのか。
A hard light enters Koujaku's eyes.
よし、俺たちもオーバルタワーへ向かうぞ。
行きましょ
う。でもどうやって中へ入るんだ？普通には入れねえだろうし。
入るとしたら裏からだろうな。
すね。着物野郎を追いかけてったやつの話だと従業員用の通用口があって、そこらは警備が薄いらしいです。
よし、それじゃあそこから攻めるか。
わかりました。
青葉、お前も来るよな。
Koujaku looks at me for confirmation.
聞かなくてもわかるだろ。
俺とお前の仲だからな。
Koujaku flashes me a silly smile and I laugh. We're breaking into 2's HQ to find Ryu. It's kind of weird how this whole thing has turned out. In the beginning, Koujaku and I were after different things, but now our objectives are one and the same. All that's left on my end is to stop 2's plot. 2A, whatever. We head for Oval Tower. Alright, Rashad, here we go. When we reach the tower, we slip around back to the employee entrance. There aren't many visitors around, or security. Just 2 guards standing by to let vehicles in through the gate. We watch from a nearby alley.
Malcolm Hoover. Oh yeah, let's do IT.
大丈夫か？向こうは飛び道具持ってるかもしれねえぞ。
旧住民区の警官から聞いたんすけど、こっちの警備員は銃持ってると客の印象が悪くなるってんで、小型のしょぼいのしか持たないらしいです。
そうか。だが用心しろよ。頼んだ。よし。
よし、行くぞ。
The many Shiger guys tear out the alley and sprint for the gate.
なんだ？ちょっとごめんなさいよ。
They pounce on the distracted guards and the scene descends into chaos.
俺たちも行くぞ。
なあ。
Koujaku and I break for the staff entrance. Halfway there, more guards appear to block our way.
待て。このっと。
Koujaku blocks the guard's baton with one arm and punches him in the gut. A guard comes at me. I quickly dodge to the side. He stumbles and I throw a kick square into his back. I stomp on his back and he lurches forward, knocking him into the pavement. The many Shiger members are going wild around us, climbing on the guards' backs, even picking them up and swinging them around. Koujaku calls my name, I join him, and together we run for the entrance. The door is locked with an access panel.
これ、俺たちの ID じゃダメだよな。
だろうな。こうなったらぶっ壊すか？
Malcolm Hoover. God, this is one hostile takeover.
Ren pokes his head out of my bag.
こんな時にって
try to ignore the message, but my coil activates on its own and floods the screen with notifications.
なんだよこれ、レン。
不明の動作だ。
なんだそりゃ。心の鍵？
Suddenly, the door in front of us opens.
急に開いたぞ。故障か？
今のメール、心の鍵が開放とかなんとか書いてあったけど。
それが関係あるかどうかはわからねえが、とにかく入るぞ。
Koujaku glances back at his guys.
エレベーターで最上階へ向かってください。俺たちも行きます。
One of them has a guard pinned. He lifts a hand and waves us on. Koujaku nods back, and we run through the door together. On the other side of the door is a long white corridor. So this is Oval Tower. I've heard that the tower has some areas open to the public, but we came in from the staff entrance, so there aren't any visitors in sight. I hear the faint sound of footsteps in the distance, probably guards on patrol. We make our way cautiously down the hall.
なんかおかしいよな。
ああ。こんだけ騒いだのに警報すら鳴らないってのはどういうことだ？
Neither of us needs to stay up. We're thinking the same thing. But with that door opening on its own and all, it has to be a trap, right? Still, no turning back now. We keep moving until we see an elevator at the end of the hallway. Two guards are standing next to the elevator, trying to slip into a side corridor to hide before they see us. However,
そこで何をしている？
やばいな。
Too slow. Footsteps are approaching rapidly. Koujaku and I exchange nods.
Malcolm Hoover.
He runs out into the hall first. I follow.
お前たち何者？
Koujaku knocks the first guard off his feet. Meanwhile, I kick the other guard down and run for the elevator. I reach out and smack the call button.
ちょっと眠っててくれよ。
As the second guard starts to rise, Koujaku knocks him out with a blow to the back of the head. Then he pulls the sword from his back, sheath and all, and delivers a punishing blow to the first guard's gut.
Koujaku!
The elevator's here. With a shout to Koujaku, I jump inside and hit the button to close the doors. Koujaku slips through just before they shut.
危ねえ。
危機一髪、最上階でいいんだよな。
ああ。
I press the button. The elevator slowly begins to ascend.
あのさ、思ったんだけど。
ん？
お前のチームのやつら、なんで最上階って言ったんだろうな。そこに東映がいるってことか。それとも劉邦のことか。
どっちかはいるってことじゃねえのか？調べたか聞いたかしたんだろ
う。そうだよな。
Koujaku looks unsure. I hate to doubt the guys from Benny Shigur, but I just can't shake the thought. Why did they tell us to go to the top floor? I mean, it makes sense for the boss to be at the top, so maybe that's all it was.
Malcolm Hoover. It's a trap.
Of course it is. The elevator gradually slows to a stop. The moment the doors begin to open, I tense up, anticipating more guards. But all we see is another long, white hallway. Check left and right, just to be sure, but there's no one lying in wait. Koujaku and I exchange a glance, then start down the hall. After a minute or so, we reach a massive door. We haven't passed any other rooms. This one must take up the entire floor. Stop just before the door. He must mean these Benny Shiger guys. They said they'd be right behind us. What happened to them? Could they have been captured? Hope not. But we can't wait here forever. Reluctantly, we approach the door. As I expected, the door opens into a single cavernous room. A man is standing at the center. You. Cheerful expression I've come to associate with him is markedly absent. His piercing stare gives a smile, a predatory gleam.
Koujaku, 必ず来ると思ってたよ。てめえ、劉邦。やあ、青葉くんも来てくれたんだね。これは嬉しい。
ふざけんなよてめえ。青葉に手出しはさせねえからな。
Malcolm Hoover.
それはただ単にお前の意気込みだ。
Well, it's the guy.
俺が青葉くんを手に入れてしまうかどうかはまだわからない。
劉邦。
Koujaku reaches for the sword on his back.
Malcolm Hoover.
Instantly, the atmosphere in the room shifts.
It's time to duel.
Happening again. Koujaku's losing it. Rips the sword from its sheath and grips it into both hands. His body seems to glow with malice.
俺が青葉くんを手に入れたらお前に次ぐ二人目のいやお前とはまた別の傑作が生まれることになるだろうよ。
抜かせ。青葉には指一本触れさせねえ。
そんな風に感情に任せて怒ってるようじゃダメだ。俺が言ったこと忘れたのかい？
うるせえ。
The air trembles with the force of Koujaku's roar. I have to stop him. It's like his rage is consuming him from within. If he lets his anger control him, if he doesn't snap out of it... A shiver calls up my spine. I have to stop Koujaku before it's too late. I turn to see several Benny Shiger members standing behind me. When did they get here? One of them grabs me by the shoulders. Something's wrong. I look into his face. His eyes are dark, empty, lifeless, like a doll's. I've seen eyes like these before. Izuki.
紅雀さんを止めちゃダメです。何言って。だってこのままじゃあいつ。これは紅雀さんが望んだことです。止めるのは野暮ですよ。青葉さんといえどもそれだけは許しません。最後まで見守りましょう。俺たちと一緒に。
It's what Koujaku wants? For me to just stand here and watch? No, I can't let that happen. I nearly managed to wrench my shoulder from the man's grip, but the others joined him to restrain me. Koujaku turns his head a fraction. He hears my voice. He isn't lost yet.
お前ら、何やってる？
面白いことを教えてやろうか。
Ryu, who indicates me and the Benny Shy Girls.
あいつらの首筋見えるか？細い傷があるだろう。青葉くんの首にも同じものがある。
I force my head into the side to look at the neck of the guy next to me. He has a mark that looks like it was made with a heavy gauge needle. There's something like that on my neck too. Wait, Koujaku mentioned something. Something about needle marks on my neck.
てめえ、青葉とうちのやつらに何しやがった？
青葉くんはね、クラブの入り口で立ち往生してるのを見たときに一目惚れしたんだ。だからつい出来心で一針持ったのさ。少し精神が乱れやすくなる類の薬をね。青葉くんがどんな風に反応してどう乱れるのか見てみたくて。だがそうしたら途中でお前が現れた。お前がここに来ていると知ってから俺も久々に策なんぞ真剣に練っちまったよ。目的は2つ。青葉くんをどうやって手に入れるか、それからお前をどうじらして煽るか。お前に刻んだ入れ墨を育てるためにね。お前へのお膳立てのために俺は何度か旧住民区へ足を運んだんだ。お前のお仲間たちにちょっとした仕掛けをするためにね。
まさか。
そう、俺の針、お前もよーく知ってるだろう。俺の執念をみっちり込めた針は皮膚から体内へ染み渡り、人の心をも動かす。そのためには先端のほんの一刺しでいい。刺された方はほとんど痛みを感じない。虫が止まった程度だと思うだけだ。お前が俺の部屋に押しかけてきた時、あいつらはすでに俺の傀儡だったんだよ。
With a gleeful smile, Ryu claps once. One of the Benny Shigers grabs my arm and twists. Though I wasn't paying attention, I recall hearing a clap earlier too. Is that how he's controlling them?
彼らと青葉くんを生かすも殺すもいよいよ俺たち次第ってわけ
だ。てめえ、絶対許さねえ。今この場でぶち殺してやる。
お前やっぱり俺の言ったこと忘れてるだろう。その背中に入れ墨を入れた当時はお前がまだ子供だったから運よく元に戻れただけだ。けど成人したら気をつけろって確かにそう言ったはずなんだがな。ねえ、母親殺しの公爵。
言うな！ A howl tears from Koujaku's throat. His body seems to double in size. Am I hallucinating? No. His muscles bulge. His top rips open, no longer able to contain them. With his upper body exposed, the tattoo on his back is exposed as well. The sight makes me shiver. What was a striking field of peonies, I don't know what that is, before has now transformed to something different. The flowers are glowing a brilliant red, the color of raw flesh, and the shape has extended to cover his entire left arm. It's like the tattoo itself is alive. Koujaku's breaths are panting, wild and feral. His eyes are empty of all emotion and save rage and hate.
Koujaku!
I call his name with all my might, but it doesn't reach him. Ryuhu gazes upon Koujaku's altered form, a wide grin spreading his lips.
一つの実験でもあったんだよ。実験だなんて言いたかないが、誘いを受けたんだ。東映からね。東映？入れ墨は人の業であり、刻印だ。刻んだら最後、一生背負うことになる。それ相応の覚悟が必要だ。掘る方もまた同様にね。東映はずっと人の心を操る方法を研究していた。そしてどこからか俺の噂を聞きつけたんだろうね。こう持ちかけてきたんだ。入れ墨で人の心を操ることは可能かってね。面白い発想だと思ったよ。俺はそれに興味をそそられた。そしてコウジャク、お前を器に選んだ。その入れ墨は見事にお前の心を喰らい、さらなる昇華を見せようとしている。あれほど感情に身を任せるなと忠告してやったのに、バカなやつ。入れ墨はお前と共に育った。
So he's been someone's science experiment the whole time.
お前がどんなに怒り狂ったとしても正気に戻ることができた。けどお前が成人すれば入れ墨もまたしかりだ。お前が怒れば怒るほど入れ墨はその怒りを余すことなく吸い取り、最後には心をも食らい尽くす。その時入れ墨はお前の心臓と一体化して本当の花を咲かせるんだ。お前の命を燃やして糧にした見事な花をね。
Now you see how fucked up this game can be. Ryuhu spreads his arms wide, an expression of utter bliss on his face.
人生に一遍たりとも悔いはない。お前の理性と俺の執念がぶつかり合った結果、勝者はこの俺だった。さあ、代わりに俺の魂持っていきな。ダメだ、コウジャクやめろ。
But my voice is powerless to reach him. Koujaku raises his sword and charges. Sickening sound echoes. Koujaku, with the strength of unbridled hatred, has driven his sword through Ryuhu's chest. Where it emerges from Ryuhu's back, bright rivers of blood fall to the floor. Ryuhu stoops forward, blood spurting from his mouth. He's laughing.
自分の最高傑作に殺されるなんて。堀し冥利に尽きるね。
A last font of blood erupts from his smiling lips. And then his head falls limp. Koujaku tears his blade free. A dark black stain blooms across the front of Ryuhu's kimono, and then his body crumples to the floor. I couldn't stop it. Nothing is born from hate. I thought you knew that better than anyone. But you...
なんでだよ、コウジャク。
Suddenly, the Benny Shiger's restraining me collapse. I look around, only Koujaku and I are standing. Crouch over one of them and check for a pulse. Not dead, they've just fainted. What does this mean? Like Ryu, who's deaf, did something. Sudden drowsiness overwhelms me. My legs feel like rubber. Can't fall asleep here. My neck is burning. Reaching up with my hand, I feel a swollen bump, like some kind of bite. Ryuhu's needle. All of the Benny Shigers were touched by it too. Did Ryuhu's death trigger something in the people he was controlling? So tired. A moment's loss of concentration will spell my collapse. But I can't give in. Koujaku is still... I force myself to stand and lift my head. What I see there petrifies me. Koujaku is staring at me, his bloody sword in hand, but his expression...
Koujaku!
Like he doesn't recognize me. Charges at me, brandishing his blade. Willing my body to move, I throw myself to the floor, not a moment too soon. Something cleaves through the air above my head.
Koujaku! Yamero!
Koujaku readies his sword and charges me again. I roll, avoiding the blow by a hair's breadth.
Koujaku! Shikkari shiro yo!
The tattoo has now reached Koujaku's face, the pattern growing more sinister as it spreads. What can I do? I use scrap, and Koujaku ends up like Mizuki.
その時にもしお前が的確な言葉を投げかけていたら、水木の意識は元に戻ったかもしれないね。
If I had used my power properly, I might have been able to save him. Could it work with Koujaku? No time for doubt. I have no other options. I look straight into Koujaku's eyes. Don't think about what might go wrong. I have to see this through. It's going to work. I repeat the words in my head. It's going to work. I'm going to save Koujaku!
Koujaku!
As Koujaku charges, I run straight at him and dive into his chest. Sword grazes the tips of my hair. Ignoring the pain, I stare into Koujaku's blank white eyes and focus my mind. Something is dragging me down, like quicksand. When I open my eyes, I'm standing in a dark room. Huh? Lighting screens? The floor is straw mats, too. The room is almost 5 meters across and lit by flickering candles set in pale candlesticks. Amid the smell of burning wax, I catch the faint fragrance of sandalwood. This Koujaku's mind has to be a memory from the time he spent off the island. I reach out to open the screen in front of me. Hear a voice, a woman sobbing. Is she behind the screen? Heart pounding, I slowly open the screen. Stepping through, I find myself in a room just like the one I left. And then I feel something tickle my leg. I look down, strands of thick black hair are wrapped around my ankle. To my horror, the hair begins to grow, crawling up my body. I tear free and bolt into the room. The hair. No, not hair. It looked like hair at first, but now I realize it resembles Koujaku's tattoo. I can hear it slithering after me. Koujaku's voice! His sobs have joined the weeping woman's. Where is he? Another sliding screen. Could Koujaku be on the other side? Desperate to stay ahead of the tattoo, I tear open the screen with both hands. Behind it is another identical room. The tattoo is in close pursuit. What is going on, Rashad? I run across the room and open another screen. Again, the same room. Again. Again. How far does this go on? Please! Huh. After running for what feels like forever, I finally enter a room that seems different from the others. A tattoo! I spin around. Pursued me relentlessly all through my flight, but now it has vanished without a trace. And the screen I came through is closed. Am I safe? I let out a sigh of relief, and then take in the room. At the center of the room is a futon. The child is laying there, face down. The child is wearing a kimono, but only below the waist. In the dim light of the candles, I realize that the child's back is trembling. The room's red tint is from more than just candlelight. Beneath the child, the futon is a wash of crimson. That voice. When I approach the futon, the tattoo that I thought was gone appears behind me. I tense, but the tattoo slips right past my feet. It swarms onto Koujaku's back and wraps itself around him like a black cocoon. I hear a wet sound, and then the screens at the back of the room are suddenly splattered with blood. People are fighting on the other side of the screen. Shadows flail upon the thin paper, and I hear screams and roars. Again and again, sprays of blood spatter across the screens. Are these really Koujaku's memories? What happened to him on the mainland? While I stand there petrified, the screen slides open without a sound. A woman appears through the opening, her face pale and wan, absent expression. She's wearing only underclothes, and her body is painted red from head to toe. She staggers toward the black cocoon. She falls to the floor, hands grasping, her slender fingers tremble. Did she just say Koujaku? She's Koujaku's mother. She's so immaculated, I didn't recognize her. Inside the cocoon, Koujaku moans, as if responding to his mother's voice.
Koujaku.
Ugh. I try to approach him, but a savage pain brings me to my knees. My back is on fire. Sweat pours off my body. I'm shaking so hard I can hear my bones creak. This pain is how it felt to be tattooed? I can hear his voice. I have to help him. I climb to my feet, fighting the pain. I approach the cocoon and frantically tear at it with both hands. The pieces of black tattoo scatter like charred paper. Eventually, Koujaku emerges. I reach for his blood-smeared back. The blood peels off his skin like jelly. Ugh. Gathers on the floor, a dark red lump that grows into the shape of a man. I recognize it. Ryuhu. The blob's head melts and reforms like sugar beneath a flame, morphing into that devilish smile. I can almost hear his voice. His skin, soul, it all belongs to me.
Koujaku, お前のものじゃない。Koujakuから離れろ。Koujakuを解放しろ。
I drive my fist into the creature's face. It bursts, showing the room of blood. I ignore it. Kneeling beside Koujaku, I shake him by the shoulder. Might be a good time to put this up here. Suddenly, everything goes white. I squeeze my eyes shut, but the light is still blinding.
気づいた時には何もかもが手遅れだった。
The light resolves into a series of images, progressing before me like a silent film. I see a big estate and a young Koujaku, his mother leading him by the hand. The man waiting at the gate has the air of an old-school mob boss. Standing next to him is a younger Ryuhu. Scene changes. Now it shows that candlelit room, the futon where Koujaku lay as Ryuhu put needle to skin. His eyes are screwed tight, hands clawing at the mats. The pain must have been unbearable. Again, the scene shifts. Koujaku is standing, sword in hand, amid a sea of blood. Bodies lie at his feet, his skin too, marked with red wounds.
入れ墨の仕上げをするという日だった。
Koujaku's voice comes from everywhere at once.
針を刺す痛みがいつにも増してひどく、俺は途中で耐えきれずに気を失った。そして次に目が覚めたら、辺り一面、血の海だった。家中の奴らがみんな倒れてて、俺には何が起こったのか全くわからなかった。 信じられないことにその中には、おふくろもいた。自分の手を見ると、血まみれの刀を握りしめていた。俺は正気を失って暴れて、みんなを傷つけちまっていた。とはいえ、ガキが闇雲に振り回した刀だ。みんな重傷を負ったものの、かろうじて命は落とさずに済んだ。おふくろもそうだった。だが、おふくろは意識を失ったまま回復することなく死んだ。俺のせいだ。俺が殺したも同然なんだ。Koujaku.
Back in the candlelit room, Koujaku is standing in front of me. His body is covered by the tattoo, but life has returned to his eyes. When I peer into them, I see sadness.
正気に戻った時、嘘だと思った。全部たちの悪い夢だって。でも現実だった。そうはっきりと認識した時、俺は本当に気が狂いそうになった。いっそ狂っちまいたいと思った。そして俺も死んじまった方がいいって。むしろ死ぬべきなんだと。おふくろを手にかけちまった俺が生きてる意味なんて、生きる資格なんてないと思った。だから俺はその場で持っていた刀で死のうとした。そうすることこそが正しい。その時はそう思ったんだ。だができなかった。どうしても。なぜかお前の顔が浮かんできて。
Koujaku looks at me, face twisted with pain.
小さい頃のお前の笑顔が浮かんできて、そうしたら無性に泣けてきて、辛くて悲しくて恐ろしくて苦しくてどうしようもなくなって、本気で死にたいと思ってたのに、同じくらい生きたいと思った。どうすりゃいいのかわからなくなって、結局俺はこの島に戻ってきた。死ぬこともできず、中途半端な最悪の状態で、ただどうしてもお前に会いたくて。お前に会えば何かが変わるんじゃねえかって、そんな都合のいいことを考えてたんだ。この島でお前と再会した時、お前がすっかり大人になってて驚いたけど、でも笑顔は何にも変わってなくて、だから大丈夫かもしれないと思ったんだ。この島でお前と一緒にいれば、時の流れが過去の記憶を薄めていってくれるんじゃねえかって。だが無理だった。どんなに平穏を望んでも、ふとした瞬間に思い出すんだ。血まみれのあの日のことを。そんな俺を嘲笑うようなタイミングで、あの野郎劉邦まで出てきやがった。あいつを見た瞬間思ったんだ。ああ、やっぱり俺は逃れられねえ。あいつを殺して俺も死のうって。あいつを殺したところで何も変わらないのは初めっから分かってた。だがどうせ地獄行きが決まってるなら、せめてそのくらいの復讐はいいだろうって、そう思ったんだ。俺は劉邦を殺すという望みを叶えた。だが俺の過去は何も変わらねえし、背中の入れ墨も消えねえ。むしろ劉邦を殺したことで、この手にはさらに深く血が染み込んじまった。だからもういいんじゃねえかって思ったんだ。あがくことをやめて、俺は俺の罪に身を任せようって。
Koujaku lowers his head. I realize that the black tattoos from before have wound themselves around his feet. Koujaku, When I saw it was indeed his past, the part he never told me about. I can't blame him for keeping it secret. How are you supposed to talk about something like that? How might I respond? However deep our relationship, it was only natural for Koujaku to worry. And in fact, I do feel conflicted, not because I'm shocked by what Koujaku did, but because I don't know what to say. Words seem powerless in the face of such a past. The look on Koujaku's face is one of utter resignation. The black tattoos have reached his waist and are now making their way toward his chest. Like Koujaku's letting Ryuhu's work devour him. No. Koujaku hurt a lot of people. His mother died because of what he did. But none of that was Koujaku's fault. It was all because of that fucking tattoo, Ryuhu's work, and Tue's. Well, of course, Koujaku knows that, and still he blames himself. Can't change the past. But still, I don't want to lose him. Maybe I'm just being selfish. I don't care. I can't just stand here and watch while Koujaku destroys himself. Koujaku is a prisoner, both to Ryuhu's tattoos and to his own memories of the past. His wounds are just too deep. He'll never stem from the flow of blood on his own. If I leave him like this, they'll swallow him whole. And so, before that happens, I will destroy them. My power, scrap, and only destroy. I'll destroy Koujaku and free him from his past. I walk up to Koujaku and grab his shoulders. Slowly, he lifts his head and stares at me with hollow eyes.
Koujaku! 負けるな!
Peter, be back!
どうなって。青葉、どうなったんだ。俺たちは助かったのか。うん。そうか。助かった。終わったのか。よかった。お前にもたくさん迷惑かけちまって本当にすまねえ。悪かったな、青葉。いいよ。いや、本当にお前がいなきゃ俺はとっくの昔に死んでたかもしれねえ。俺をこの世につなぎ止めてくれたのは青葉、お前だ。本当にありがとうな。恩に着るぜ。はあ。公爵。おい、青葉。お前、何やって。大丈夫か。いきなりどうしたんだよ。抱きついてくるとか。びっくりして尻餅ついちまったじゃねえか。いいよ。何が。青葉。公爵。お前。何も心配しなくていい。お前のことは全部わかってる。全部知ってる。だから。そうか。不思議だな。お前とこうしてると心が安らぐ。すごく落ち着く。
これまでのいろんなことが嘘みたいに。青葉、その変なこと言うようだが、触ってもいいか？
Hoover. OO.
いいよ。青葉。青葉。キスしても。
Oh my.
いいよ。青葉。いいよ。もっと触っていいか？いいよ。
Malcolm Hoover. Baby.
Jesus.
いいよ。いいよ。いいよ。いいよ。いいよ。いいよ。いいよ。いいよ。
Malcolm Hoover.
本当に
Something's
い
wrong.
いのか？
Okay. Okay, I was sort of getting into the moment, but this triggers either a good ending or a bad ending. So it appears that we have to fill in the sentences with the right letters. So just to be sure, just gonna do a save here. So, and Rashad, I hate to put this all on you, but since you've been doing the choices and whatnot, I'm afraid I'm going to have to put this on you. So we have to fill in the blanks with letters to form a sentence. So, pretty much, what is the first letter that we use?
Malcolm Hoover.
Gotta be really careful, otherwise any wrong sentence could trigger
Malcolm Hoover.
a bad ending or a good ending.
Malcolm Hoover. Pick that O.
Done O. Before I ask you for the next letter, what do you think of this, Rashad, so far? Did it catch you off guard, or... Because this game is really disturbing at times.
Malcolm Hoover. Man, this is hard.
Yeah, it is. It's not really an easy choice to make.
Malcolm Hoover. The game has been good. I don't find nothing too out of the way, cause a lot of it has been like, oh, this happened, but it explains it.
Yeah. I mean, for me personally, I was really freaked out by the content. well, some of the content, because it just went way too far from my usual standards, but it's okay. It just really disturbed me a little bit, so some others might find it a little disturbing too.
Malcolm Hoover. When you look at something like the Saw movies where you don't really know what's going on till the end.
Yeah? I never watched those. Must have been pretty scary to keep on looking at it. The suspense, tension.
Malcolm Hoover. To be honest now, I think this makes one of the better love scenes I have.
Yeah! One of the better love scenes you have ever seen, eh?
Malcolm Hoover. Alright, I want the good ending.
Then you're gonna have to pick the right letters to make the right sentence. Only you can decide if we get a good or bad ending, so I have to make this clear.
Malcolm Hoover. Malcolm Hoover. Okay.
Got a pretty good idea? Something? So we've got EADUGTVINPA. So what could that spell out? I can always get rid of the O too.
Malcolm Hoover. Something about those letters are part of the game that spells of something.
Yeah. Who's you? Probably not.
Malcolm Hoover. Sorry this is taking so long.
No worries. It's a big decision after all. Eh.
Malcolm Hoover. I make try to do a spiel out of words.
Alright. Any way that you feel like.
Malcolm Hoover. Wait. Malcolm Hoover. Take that O out. Malcolm Hoover. Wait. Malcolm Hoover. OMG, how did not see that before. There's 4 boxes, so that means each word can only be 4 words long.
Well, can't quite remember how this works. I don't know if they're just if you can also put in empty boxes or something, or
Malcolm Hoover. D.
okay.
Malcolm Hoover. Wait, I got Summitaba said the entire time.
Oh.
Malcolm Hoover. OMG, don't give up.
Do you want me to spell that?
Malcolm Hoover.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What do you think? What do we do with this A?
Malcolm Hoover. Dang it. Malcolm Hoover. I was still a whole word off. Malcolm Hoover.
What do we do? Do we leave the A or try to use the A in some way? Try to use it, I guess we'll just have to redo the sentence or something.
Malcolm Hoover. Do you have to have the A?
Who knows? It's up to you.
Malcolm Hoover. Okay, give me a second.
Okay.
Malcolm Hoover. There's 4 words. Malcolm Hoover. Number 3 words.
3 words for letters.
Malcolm Hoover. Why put the A there? It's no needed, but also is it?
I have no idea. I can't remember anything.
Malcolm Hoover. Man, this is going to 50-50th.
Yeah. What would there be an A for anyway?
Malcolm Hoover. Alright, that's it. Leave the A, I'm sure.
Alright. Proceed. Let's do this.
本当にこれでいいのか?
Are you
Malcolm
sure?
Hoover. Yes.
Are you really sure about this?
Malcolm Hoover. If I'm wrong, I'll slap myself tomorrow.
You sure you want to proceed?
Malcolm Hoover. Yes, I am sure.
Let's see.
負けるな。負けるなよ、紅雀。オーバー。お前はこんなとこにいちゃいけない。ちゃんと向かい合わなきゃいけないものがあるって分かってるんだろ？俺が一緒にいるから。行こう、紅雀。本当の蹴りをつけよう。オーバー。
We're back in the room at the center of his mind. The black tattoos have covered his chest. I take a deep breath and look into his sad eyes.
本当はもう分かってるんだよな。さっきお前も自分で言ってたけど、いくら忘れようとしても目を背けようとしても起きてしまったことは変えようがないってこと。お前はたくさんの人を傷つけた。おふくろさんも。それは消すことのできない事実だ。言うな。言うよ。俺はお前に言う。お前はお前が望んだんじゃないにしろ罪を犯したんだ。
分かってる。そんな俺がのうのうと生きてるんだって、そんなの許されねえってことくらい分かってる。
確かに罪を償う方法として死ぬって選択肢もある。でも死んだら何もかもなくなる。お前の罪も何もかも全部。その瞬間お前はお前の苦しみから解放されるんだ。本当にそれでいいのか？ そんな風に逃げることになってもいいのかよ。
逃げる。
そうだ、お前はそれでいいかもしれないけど、残された奴らはどうなるんだよ。チームの連中だってそうだし、俺だって。
チームの奴らは、あいつらは大丈夫だろう。俺がいなくても新しいヘッドを立ててやっていけるはずだ。
じゃあ俺はどうなるんだよ。
お前は。
俺がいなくても大丈夫とか言うなよ。俺の答えをお前が決めるなって前にも言ったよな。大丈夫じゃねえよ。チームの奴らだってそうだ。お前が思ってるほど周りはそんなに強くない。お前がいなくなったら悲しいし辛いし心に傷を負うんだよ。なのにお前は勝手に大丈夫だって決めつけて周りを傷つけるのか。心の傷は薄れることはあってもなくなることはない。体とは違う。お前だってそうだろ。傷を癒しにこの島に来たのに劉邦を見たら我を忘れた。お前はそういう傷を俺たちにもつける気なのかよ。
じゃあ俺はどうすりゃいいんだよ。
他の方法なんて一つしかない。お前が正気を失ったのは劉邦の入れ墨のせいだ。でも実際にやったのはお前だ。その事実は変わらない。だからお前は一生その入れ墨と生きていくしかないんだ。お前が孔雀である限り。でも俺たちが俺がお前のことちゃんと知ってるから。
Koujaku grits his teeth and hangs his head. The tattoos have seized their advance.
お前がどんな罪や宿命を背負ったとしても俺の知ってる孔雀って人間は何も変わらない。アホバ。お前がもし自分を見失いそうになったら俺が何度でも言うから。俺の知ってる孔雀がどんなやつかってこと。それから俺はそいつをずっと信じてるってこと。だから負けるな孔雀。その入れ墨と過去に負けるなよ。
Slowly, the despair on his face fades, and light returns to his eyes. The black tattoos crumble and vanish.
孔雀、今から俺がお前を壊す。お前が囚われてる過去のお前自身を壊すよ。
Oh, one sec there.
Over! よかった。
どうした？どこか痛むのか？
声が。
声？誰の声だ？おい！おい、青葉、どうした？青葉、しっかりしろ！青葉！緊急事態。
なんだ。
緊急事態が発令されました。
なんかやべえぞ。
緊急事態が発令されました。タワー内部の人間は直ちに脱出してください。繰り返します。緊急事態が発令されました。
崩れるんじゃねえ。コージャクさん、青葉さんも早く逃げましょう。
タワー内部の人間は直ちに脱出してください。
大丈夫か？俺に捕まれ。
俺はいい。
ああ。
緊急事態が発令されました。緊急事態が発令されました。タワー内部の人間は直ちに脱出してください。
俺はいいよ。お前らだけで。
何言ってんだ、お前。
俺の力、このままだとまずいかも。暴走するかもしれない。
スクラップがか。
そしたらお前たちもみんな壊しちまうかも。だから
青葉。俺の目を見ろ、青葉。この後に及んでふざけたこと言ってんじゃねえぞ。お前が今どうなってるのか俺にはさっぱりわからねえ。すげえ辛い状態だろうとは思う。だが俺はお前をここに置いていくつもりはねえ。お前のその力があったから俺は戻ってこられたんだ。 お前が過去に囚われた俺をぶっ壊してくれたから俺は今ここにいる。だから今さらお前のその力が怖えなんてこっちはみじんも思ってねえんだよ。暴走？そんなことになったら俺が力ずくで止めてやる。
公爵、
ほらいいからさっさと立て。自分勝手な理屈で消えるなって言ったのはお前だろ。だから俺もお前を意地でも連れて行く。俺を呼び戻した責任取ってもらうからな。しっかり捕まれよ。行くぞ。
ああ。どうした？
いや、今誰かに見られてたような。
床崩れるんじゃねえか。
やべえっす、公爵さん。どうしましょう。
慌てるんじゃねえ。てめえら紅しぐれの一員ならちゃんとしろ。
よし
よし、とっとと脱出だ。
エレベーター止まってるんでこっちです。階段で降ります。
もうすぐ1階です。
こんな時までご苦労なこったな。
てめえら邪魔なんだよ。
早急
ああ、ちょっと下がって
ろ。おい、公爵。
一気に終わらせてやるぜ。
どりゃうわ何？
てめえらもどいてろ。
はい。
うりゃみんなまとめて一掃だ。 死にはしねえから安心しな。よし。おい、お前ら行くぞ。はい。ママ。ああ。出られた。外だ。ここは危ねえ。離れるぞ。
Malcolm Hoover. Gear Siddle muted.
Am I still muted? The Toys Corporation's products, blah blah blah, Ryan 2 changed hands. Usue was replaced. And thus, bit by bit, the shadow of the Toei Corporation was lifted from my town. Now the people of Midryojima are working too hard to return it to its former glory. Sorry about that, Rashad. I haven't seen Noise since, but I hear rumors of his gang's activities. Here pops into humdrum junk on occasion. Haven't heard a word from Mink, but it'd take a lot more than just to put him down. He's a keep regain consciousness. He hasn't been released from the hospital yet, but he always looks so happy when I go to visit.
Hello, handsome. David Magdalensky.
As for me,
how are you?
Those awful headaches are now gone. Oh shoot. I'm losing track. The sensation. But alright. Hey David, how are you? Welcome to the stream. What are you up to? As for me, those awful headaches are gone now. Completely. It's almost like I never had them. The sensation in my hair has started to fade too, together with his presence inside me. I can tell he's still there, but it's kind of like he's sleeping deep inside my heart. I'd be lying if I said I had no reason at all, but despite everything, things have been shockingly calm since the incident.
Various places to say hello.
Nice, nice. Just plain dramatical murder here. You just missed the good part. At the tower collapse, Koujaku and I, along with the Benny Shigers, returned to the old residential district. Koujaku passed out on the way back and spent some time in the hospital.
Have fun with the game. See you around.
Thanks, eh? You too, come back soon, eh? The tattoo was part of it, but he was mostly just exhausted, physically and mentally. He spent for 3 days straight, which worried the hell out of me, but once he woke up, he was back to his old self in no time. After that, we slowly got back to our normal routine. Now, about 1 week later, I'm sitting behind the counter at Humdrum Junk, like always. I see Koujaku the day he was discharged from the hospital, but we haven't gotten together since. I hope he's doing alright. I heard he closed up shop. He feeling okay? Just then, the door opens. I take my elbows off the counter and sit up straight. Instead of pursuing the shelves, the customer heads straight for the counter. They must want to place an order. But then...
Yo! Koujaku!
I realize that it's Koujaku. Flashes me his familiar smile.
なんか久しぶりな感じがするな。元気か？
ああ、お前こそ大丈夫なのか？
あ、もうすっかり元通りだ。
でも今は仕事やってないって聞いたけど。
ああ、まあそれに関してはそうだな。ちょっとな。
Maybe he isn't quite back to normal after all. For some reason, I feel restless. Maybe it's just because we haven't seen each other in a while, but I get the impression he feels the same.
まあそれよりだ。今日仕事が終わったら時間あるか？
ああ。
久々にお前んちが恋しくてな。
恋しいって来るのはいいけど、今日はばあちゃんいないぜ。町内会の会合があって遅くなるってさ。
ああ、構わねえよ。
ん？ばあちゃんの飯狙いでなく？
つうか、ちょっと話したくてよ。いろいろこうな。
Koujaku looks me in the eye, seeking confirmation that I understand. Admittedly, I have a pretty good idea of what he wants to talk about. We made it back in one piece and everything's settled down, but... I mean, so much happened in such a short time. Not just with the island, but also between me and Koujaku. I want to take my time and talk it out with him too.
わかった。じゃあ仕事終わった時にまた連絡する。
おう、待ってるぜ。それじゃまた後でな。
ああ。
Koujaku nods and leaves with a wave. He wants to talk. I lean back on the counter and sigh. It's not like I'm imagining anything specific, but for some reason my heart beats faster.
お邪魔しますと。
はい、どうぞ。
I meet up with Koujaku after work and we head to my house. Granny isn't home, so I grab some leftover ham and fish and throw together some fried rice.
うまい。
ばあちゃんのよりは味が劣るけどな。
いや、これはこれでありだな。
お世辞とかいらねえですけど。
お世辞じゃねえよ。
We chat as we finish up dinner, then head upstairs. Ren is sleeping curled up on his favorite cushion in the corner. Koujaku heads straight for the balcony, probably for a smoke. I reach for the ashtray, but Koujaku suddenly stops and turns around.
タバコは？ 日はいい。あ、そう。
Not in the mood? I sit down on the bed and Koujaku takes a seat next to me. What's going on? I thought he was going to start shooting the shit like he always does, but he just sits there staring at his feet. I look down, thinking that there might be something wrong with the floor, but nope, same as ever. Man, what's with this atmosphere? It's stifling. I glance up to him as the awkward silence continues. Am I just imagining it, or is he sitting farther away than usual? I tell myself I'm overthinking it, but the more time passes, the more restless I become. Why is he saying anything? Is he about to broach some really heavy subject? Just wish he'd hurried up with it. Suspense is bad for my heart. Fine, if he's not gonna say something, I will. Again, silence. That was awkward.
かぶった。先に言えよ。ああ、いや、なんつうか、なんか飲むもん取ってこようか。ああ、いや、大丈夫だ。そうか。
Silence.
つかさ。 俺の気にしすぎかもしれないんだけど、お前なんか離れてない？離れてる？あ、いや、この距離が。
I indicate the sizable distance between the two of us.
ん？特に意味はねえが。
そうか。
What is this? What is this? He's making me look like the weird one here. I've had enough. I get up and reseat myself closer to Koujaku.
Oh.
Koujaku greets me for some reason, then turns away. Seriously, what the fuck is going on here? Just I'm starting to get angry. Koujaku mutters something under his breath.
悪かったな。
え？
いろいろ。
ああ、いや、別に気にしてねえし、全然。
Everything is so tense, not unlike the build-up to a fight. My heart is pounding. Want to run. Suddenly, Koujaku looks at me. His expression is dead serious.
少しだけ俺の話をしてもいいか？プラチナジェイルでのことだから、お前は思い出したくないかもしれないけど。
大丈夫。
そうか。
Koujaku lets out a sigh of relief. Honestly, I've been wanting to talk about that too. So I sit there quietly, waiting for him to speak.
プラチナジェイルで劉邦がいるって分かった時な、地の果てまで追いかけてやるって思いながら、誰も巻き込みたくねえって思ったんだ。お前も仲間も絶対に巻き込みたくねえって。まあ結果的には一人じゃ抱えきれなくなっちまったけど、こうなんだ、改めて言うのもすげえ恥ずかしいんだが、ガキの時のお前の笑顔が心の支えだったって言っただろ。
ああ。
この島に戻ってきてお前と再会して真っ先に決めたことがあってな。もう誰も傷つけねえってのと、それからお前だけは何があっても絶対に守る、そう思ったんだ。なのに結局お前を裏切るようなことしちまってた。今はすげえ後悔してる。
Koujaku looks at his feet. I, meanwhile, can't hide my surprise.
知らなかった。
うん？
お前がそんな風に思っててくれたこと。
しょうがねえよ。わからなくて当然だ。俺も言わなかったし、言うつもりもなかったし。
俺、お前が俺に隠し事をしてるんだって、そればっかりで自分のことばっかり考えてた。ひでえな。
それはもういい。お互いに今は違うって分かってるんだしな。
ああ。
お前が頭の中に入ってきた時な、今思い出すと夢を見てたような感覚なんだが、あの時昔のことを思い出したんだ。よく二人で遊んで笑って、たまには喧嘩もして、そんなに長い間じゃなかったが、俺にとっちゃ何にも代え難い大切な思い出だ。お前も昔の夢を見たって言ってただろ。偶然なんだろうけど、ちょっと面白いなって思ってよ。
Koujaku flashes his familiar smile, my cheeks loosen following his lead.
今はお互い大人になってすっかり変わったと思ってたんだけどさ、そうでもなかったな。俺たちガキの頃と同じ。
そうだな、何も変わってねえよ。父くせえガキのまんまだ。でな、島に戻ってきてから今日までのことをいろいろ考えたんだが、俺、お前のことでずっと頭がいっぱいだったって思ってよ。その、思い出すのも嫌だろうが、グリッターで俺が正気飛ばしちゃった時あっただろ。あの時のことはほとんど覚えてなくて、だから余計にすまねえって気持ちもあるんだが、ただうっすらと覚えてることがあってよ。こんな風にお前に触れたかったんじゃねえって、なんかそう思った感覚だけが残ってるっつうかな。俺は普通に女を可愛いと思うし、女が好きだ。だからお前に対して触れたいとか思うのはありえねえはずなんだが。
Koujaku fiddles with his bangs and looks away. His ears are starting to get a little red. Man, now I'm getting embarrassed.
俺はお前のことを昔から知ってるし、ずっと大切なダチだと思ってきたからよ。だからお前のことになるとムキになっちまうんだって思ってた。だがプラチナジェールから今日まで、今の今までな、俺ずっとお前のことを考えてる。それにな、ちょっと前の話だが、お前が部屋で音楽聴きながら寝てる時にそれ知らねえで入っちまったことがあるんだが、その時のお前の表情が頭から離れなくてよ。今から言うことを怒るなよ。
なんだよ。
なんかやらしかったっつうか。
Okay.
大切なダチ相手にそんな
Rashad, are you still there?
やっぱ変だよな。
Malcolm Hoover. Yes, sir.
Okay, just wanted to double check.
女は遊んでねえのか？
戻ってきてからは全然その気にもならねえし。
How am I supposed to respond?
まあ正直俺の中ではなんとなく答えが出てるんだ。ただずっと目そらしてなるべく見ないようにしてきた。俺とお前は男だしダチで、だからありえねえと思って心の中で殺してきた。だがダメだ、何度殺しても復活しやがる。裏を返せばな、それって 殺せないほど強い思いなんじゃねえかって思ってよ。
Koujaku is still looking away. By now his ears have turned bright red. Shit, what do I do? Things are getting really weird. And I'm pretty sure I know where it's going. When Koujaku slides his hand over mine, my heart practically leaps from my throat. Oh. My ears and face are probably just as red as Koujaku's. I can feel heat rising from my toes to my head. Koujaku grasps my hand and squeezes tightly. Oh. A wave of emotion crests inside me. I let out a shuddering gasp. What do I do? My chest is so tight, I can hardly breathe. I run my tongue over parched lips. How do I feel about Koujaku? Is he my best friend? Just someone I like hanging out with? No. While Koujaku was talking, I reached a conclusion of my own. My heart wouldn't be racing like this if I hadn't. My face wouldn't be burning like this if I hadn't. Ooh.
俺も同じだと思う。多分。同じ。お前のこと大事な幼馴染だと思ってた。大事な友達だって。けど違う。
Malcolm Hoover.
いつの間にか違ってた。多分お前と同じで。その好きなんだと思う。お前のこと。
Malcolm Hoover. Spyro, is this how you want your first love to be like?
Sure, I don't know. He pulls my hand closer and suddenly his face is inches from mine. I close my eyes, then our lips touch. And like an electric sensation courses through my body. If there's a line, we just stepped over it. Our relationship has changed. Now, things will be different. At first, our lips just touched, as though neither of us have ever kissed anyone before, but gradually, Koujaku starts to brush his lips against mine. After a moment, he stops and looks me in the eye.
もう後戻りはできねえ。ここから先はダチじゃなくなる。もしやめるなら。俺はお前に無理強いは。
うるさい。
I grab Koujaku by the hair and pull him toward me, shutting him up with my lips. Koujaku freezes for a moment, but then he starts to return the kiss. He sucks on my upper and lower lips and sometimes both at once.
Why do you do that like you haven't seen two men fall in love before?
My face and ears are burning hot. I can feel our relationship. I fucking miss that. I don't know what it is. Whenever I look at a straight couple doing this, like, well, I don't know if it's just the story or if it's just the characters or whatnot. I don't know, but I'm really more touched about gay couples doing this. Well, more specifically gay men, but I guess it's just the way I am. What did it say? I can feel our relationship changing by the second. Oh, yes. Only moments ago, we were still just friends. Who could have imagined we'd end up like this? I mean, I know guys who are dating each other, and I've kissed some of my friends before as a joke. But I've never felt this nervous before. As I start to kiss Koujaku back, he takes both his hands and places them on my shoulders.
Well, let's be honest, we wish you and Eric would do the same.
With a husky whisper, he pushes me gently onto the bed. Koujaku gets on top of me and buries his face in my neck. Suddenly, my shoulders jerk as a strange sensation runs through my hair. Koujaku has picked up some of my hair and brought it to his lips, almost like he might kiss a lady's hand. However much the feeling in my hair might have faded, I can't believe he would do something like that. Next, he catches some of my hair between his lips. My breath hitches in my throat, and the sight of him twirling my hair around his fingers then shiver down my spine. Koujaku's beautiful fingers, the tools of his trade, are touching my hair. Something about that image is just so sensual. Oh my, there's your kiss shot! As he licks my teeth and fondles my hair, a different sensation builds along my spine. The moment my mouth opens a crack, Koujaku's tongue slips in and pulls mine out. Moist sounds fill my ears. The gentle sensation of our tongues intertwining is beginning to feel more natural. Still, I can't believe I'm doing this with Koujaku, the guy who's always been my friend ever since we were kids.
Oh, so hot.
It feels like a dream, but it isn't. Koujaku pushes up my shirt, stroking my stomach, and ribs with his palms. It tickles a little. When his fingers reach the nubs on my chest, he gently starts to knead them. For a moment, we're just horsing around like when we were kids. Not my fault I'm ticklish there, but they don't normally touch my chest.
Malcolm Hoover. Smash him.
Koujaku covers my lips with his, drinking down my laughter. This time he's a bit more aggressive with his tongue, and he crushes my hair between his fingers. Koujaku's hands creep lower until they finally reach my belt. Oh my. You know, I wonder how the Steam version censors all the scenes. I try to stop him, but Koujaku isn't having it. He kisses me deeply again, sucking my tongue hard, draining my will to resist. Damn, he's a really good kisser. Might be all the experience fooling around. Not fair. Koujaku unzips my fly and slips his hand into my underwear. Oh my. I feel a surge of anxiety. Should we really keep going? Koujaku must be thinking the same thing, because he pulls away from my lips, stops what he's doing, and looks at me. He almost sounds like he's trying to convince himself. When I don't respond, Koujaku begins to move his hand. Sighs begin to slip from my mouth, despite my best efforts to stifle them. Oh no, this is so fucking embarrassing. Koujaku brings his face to my chest and he strokes me, dragging his tongue across my skin. My moans grown louder as he teases my nipple with his tongue. It merely felt ticklish earlier, but with the added stimulation from his stroking me, it's starting to feel strange. Koujaku glances up at me. Koujaku laughs a little and gently kisses my lips. He rains kisses all over my face, on my chin and cheeks, to my nose, and even on my eyelids. Koujaku kisses me and licks my chest, his eyes staring into mine the whole time. I told him not to stare. Now I feel more annoyed than embarrassed. Emboldened, I reach into Koujaku's pants. Oh, Koujaku jerks back in surprise. He smiles awkwardly and gently grasps my hand to stop me. He whispers into my ear and gives me a suggestive look. How am I supposed to respond to it? I end up having to look away. Koujaku smiles at the anger in my voice. The look on his face is so sensual that it makes my heart jump. He can seem awfully sexy at times. Really? I'm not about to let Koujaku have his way in everything. Even though my hands are shaking, I somehow managed to get all my clothes off. By this time, Koujaku has pulled his kimono open wide, baring his upper body. My chest aches a bit when I see the scars and tattoos covering his powerful chest. Those scars, proof of Koujaku's suffering, will never go away. But, in a sense, they're also badges of honor. They're proof that Koujaku survived. I reach out to touch one of the scars, and Koujaku smiles. With a hungry impatience, Koujaku pushes my legs wide open. Oh my. Feeling totally exposed, I struggle to close my legs, but Koujaku has a firm grip on my hips. Koujaku! And then, something hot and hard presses against me. Wow. He pushes slowly, forcing me open. I don't know if I should even read this. There's no going back now.
大丈夫か
I let out a strained not a few times. It's no, and yet I don't want him to stop.
Just read it.
No.
Malcolm Hoover.
Sure, I'm scared and confused, but deepening my connection with Koujaku is more important than any of that. I accepted his feelings, but I want to return them too. Our old relationship might vanish, but a deeper one will be born in its place. And I feel this was something I needed to do to make that happen. Maybe he's trying to make me comfortable because Koujaku takes his time. Hot breath spilled from his lips. Koujaku smiles blissfully. His expression melts my heart. I could feel how much he cares about me. I want to show him how happy that makes me, so I wrap my arms around his neck and pull him into a light kiss. With a low growl, Koujaku advances his hips. Interesting, so this is the Steam version. Am I even allowed to broadcast this? As I push my face into the pillow, Koujaku... He commands me sweetly in a voice dripping with lust. Do you think it's legal? I don't know why, but I can't defy that voice of his. Struggling to quash my embarrassment, I turn my face just a little toward him. Koujaku looks like he's enjoying himself.
Yes, IT legal boy.
Our eyes meet and he flashes a brilliant smile. Suddenly I realize I can feel something warm dribbling on my stomach. That's when Koujaku stops moving. The interruption makes me open my eyes, and I see Koujaku holding his nose. Oh my. Half dazed, I lower my eyes to my stomach, and what I see startles me. Some kind of red liquid is dripping onto my skin. Wait, is that blood? Koujaku looks down. He's not moving a muscle. I don't understand what's happening. Why does Koujaku have a nosebleed?
Malcolm Hoover.
Koujaku glares at me. His face is red as the blood dripping from his nose.
つか気づけそれだけ興奮してんだよくそ女の時だってこんなの一回も
Koujaku turns away sulkily and scrubs the blood from his nose. When I finally realize what happened, I start laughing.
Back to your regular broadcast.
笑うなよ畜生
めごめん悪いでも
I'm not laughing at him, no. It's just seeing Koujaku so vulnerable. It fills me with a bubbling joy.
Koujaku
なんだよ
好きだよ。
Koujaku's eyes open wide. At the same instant, he pulls his hand from his nose, smearing the blood across his face in the process. Even the area around his mouth is red. I smile at Koujaku, overwhelmed by my love for him.
そういうところも好きだ。
くそ。The next thing I know, Koujaku is plunging deep inside me again. Ooh. He tries to hard, all restraint gone. The sensations quickly overwhelm my thoughts. The pain has vanished, and all that remains is the sweet pleasure racking my body.
Koujaku, もうやばい。青葉、好きだ。
Koujaku collapses against my chest. His weight feels nice as I try to catch my breath.
Malcolm Hoover.
Oh
man.
He sits up a bit and peers at me. I know that I still have an expression of ecstasy on my face.
つか、お前こそ鼻血止まったのかよ。お前な。
I run my finger over the blood on his face.
やめろよ。
Koujaku grabs my hand and kisses me aggressively before lying down beside me in bed.
ほんと、夢みてえだ。
He wraps his arms around me and strokes my hair. He must be taking more care of how he handles my hair this time, because it feels more pleasant than painful. I'm pretty out of it already from my climax. This soothing sensation soon has me drifting off into slumber.
No. Oh. 頼み事っつうか、俺の長年の夢みたいなもんがあるんだが、聞いてくれるか？
言ってみろよ。
Koujaku stops stroking my hair, then lifts a bunch and holds it before my eyes.
お前の髪を切らせてほしい。
Ooh.
髪を？
ああ。お前が髪に触られるのが嫌いだってのはよくわかってる。だが、いつかもしお前が大丈夫だって時が来たら、絶対に俺が切るってずっとそう思ってたんだ。
It's true that I never let anyone cut my hair. I've always done it by myself. But Koujaku, I can't say no to him, especially not after he called it his lifelong dream.
いいよ。
本当か？マジか？
本当だって。
そうか。そうか。青葉。
He pulls me into a strong hug. He sounds a little too excited.
くすぐって。
ありがとな。
大げさ。
んなことねえよ。俺の夢が叶うんだぜ。正直諦めかけてたんだ。だから本当に感謝してる。
まあ。
It's nice to see him so happy. Feeling deeply satisfied, I bury my face into the base of Koujaku's neck and close my eyes. He takes my hand in and laces his fingers firmly between mine. And I squeeze back.
青葉。青 青葉、起きろ。もう10時だぞ。
Malcolm Hoover. That was one hell of a ending.
It's not over yet. Oh, I'm so tired. The last thing I want to do is get up.
あと5分。
ダメだって。さっきもそれ言ってたぞ。つかいつもそう言って起きないだろうが。
あと4分。
ダメ。
1分。
青葉。起きねえと襲っちまうぞ。
それでもいいから。
たく。
Koujaku lets out a frustrated laugh, and then I feel the bed shift. Just wondering what's going on.
青葉、起きろ。
Uh-oh.
Koujaku!
He suddenly starts tickling my sides, and that knocks the drowsiness right out of me. I writhe and scream until Koujaku finally stops. That asshole, tickling me when I was still half asleep. As I struggle to catch my breath, Koujaku wraps his arms around me from behind. Rests his chin on my shoulder.
ほんとお前朝弱いよな。
だって眠いし、しょうがないだろ。
まあ知ってたけどよ。俺ん作るようになって余計ひどくなってねえか？
そうか？
Lately, I've been spending the night at Koujaku's about 3 times a week. The main reason is that going home every night is a pain in the ass, but also... Well, I still live with Granny, so it's a little awkward. It's been 3 months since we got together. Somehow it feels like both ages in no time at all. Maybe that's because we were friends to begin with. Not all that much has changed. Koujaku still comes over for dinner, and he's started cutting hair again, too. Still, I can't be certain Granny hasn't caught on.
あれか、お前。
なんだよ。
うちに来て寝起きが悪くなったってことはだ。俺に甘えてんのか？
Koujaku squeezes me tight and ruffles my hair.
言ってろ。
この髪の手触り。
There he is.
いいんだよな。我ながらいい仕事してると思うぜ。
くすぐったいっつうの。
Thanks to Koujaku, I have short hair for the first time in my life. Even touching my hair was always painful, so I was sure that cutting it would hurt like hell. But when the time finally came, the sensation had largely left my hair. It was almost anticlimactic how little pain there ended up being. That said, it was my first time getting a haircut, so it did feel a bit strange. I could still hear the sound of the scissors. No matter how many times I told him it didn't hurt, Koujaku still took the utmost care. That's why it took 2 whole hours to finish it. Well, I'm just glad Koujaku got to have his fun. By the way, he put my hair clippings in a Paluina box, saying he treasured them forever. I'm sure it comes as no surprise that I thought this was a touch creepy at first, but Koujaku convinced me that the hair held a lot of sentimental value for him. Ultimately, I gave in.
もう慣れたか？短いのには。
うなじがスースーする感じがどうも頭が軽いし。
そのうち慣れるだろう。
Okay.
息吹きかけんな。
I lean into Koujaku to shield the back of my neck. He pats the top of my head in response.
こうやっても痛くないんだよな、もう。
ああ。
不思議だよな。お前あんなに嫌がってたのに。
な、俺もそう思う。
俺としてはお前の髪を触り放題で嬉しい限りだがな。
おかげでいつもぐしゃぐしゃだし。
ちゃんと直してやってるだろう。そういやよ、前から聞いてみてえことがあったんだが、いいか。
ん？
お前、その、俺が初めてだったんだ。
は？何が？
First what?
そっちの経験的な意味で。
Where's this coming from? I give Koujaku the dirtiest look I can manage. I thought it might fluster him a little, but no, he looks serious. Well, now that I'm the one feeling awkward.
まあ、男とはお前が初めてだけど。
そうか。
Koujaku is visibly relieved, which kind of pisses me off.
なんだよ。なんで安心してんだよ。
いや、別に。
別にじゃねえよ。お前、俺のことどういう目で見てたんだよ。
そうじゃねえって。お前さ、ガキの頃は女の子みたいに可愛かっただろ。俺の中であの時の印象が強いんだよ。
今はどこからどう見ても男にしか見えねえだろうが。冗談じゃねえよ。
俺からすれば今も。
は？
嘘嘘、冗談だ。ただ今も昔も可愛いとは思うがな。
嬉しくねえし。
Koujaku cracks a funny smile and strokes my hair again.
じゃあ聞くけど、そういうお前はどうなんだよ。
俺？男か？
そう。
ねえよ。男とはもちろんお前が初めてだ。安心しろ。大事にする。
アホ。鼻血吹いたくせに。
お前、まだそれ。今は吹かねえよな。
Koujaku shoots me a bountiful glare. Ah, revenge is sweet.
そうだ。お前、今日仕事は？
午後からだ。
それじゃあ、終わったら平凡集合な。今日はうちで夕飯食いたいから。
わかった。
女と遊んでくんなよ。
遊ばねえよ。つかもう遊んでねえし。
Now that we're a couple, Koujaku has completely stopped hooking up with girls. I mean, he's still nice to his fans, but he's stopped having them over or taking them on dates. He got really mad the one time I asked him if he was just resisting the urge out of respect for me. Apparently, he doesn't have eyes for anyone else now that he has the man of his dreams. Man, how embarrassing.
やっと目覚めてきた。飯作るからどいて。
But instead of letting go, he just buries his face deeper into my collarbone.
こうじゃく？
体の具合はどうだ？頭痛とかもう大丈夫なのか？
なあ、そうだな。最近は調子いいよ。
My headaches completely disappeared after the tower collapsed. I stopped hearing his voice too. But I feel that he hasn't vanished completely. After all, he's part of me. All I ever really wanted was to live a peaceful life with Granny. But during my time in Platinum Jail, I learned a lot about myself. I learned what despair was. I learned about my power, the power to destroy people. It felt like a curse, not a blessing. When the other me tried to take control, I was ready to give in. If I couldn't live a normal life, what did anything matter? But it was Koujaku who changed my mind. He reminded me that it was my power that brought him back. I think that's what gave me the strength to fight. Koujaku freed me. He destroyed the part of me trapped in despair. I don't know if he'll ever resurface again, but I'm not scared anymore. Now, I have Koujaku.
もし具合が悪くなったらすぐ言えよ。俺はもう心に決めてるんだからな。
He squeezes me tight.
お前のこと、本気で一生大事にするって。
いきなり何言ってんだバカ。ほら、もう目覚めたからどけって。飯作るし。
このまま台所まで行こうぜ。
バカ言うなっつうの。
言って。
For all our horsing around, I'm deeply grateful to have Koujaku by my side. Everything has changed, and yet nothing has. Being together like this, like always, means more to me than anything. Wow! That was Koujaku's route. What did you think, Rashad? There's still a little bit more content to go over with Koujaku. Like, we still got the bad ending, and we still got, the sequel to go over.
Wow, wow, wow.
Impressed?
Malcolm Hoover. It was the best route.
You think so? Yeah, so we still got the spin-off good ending continuation and bad ending continuation. So we're not quite completely done with the round. I'll put on the bad ending from the game, and then I'll get YouTube videos of the Dramatical Murder sequel. Yeah, I'll put on YouTube videos and we'll watch them, because it appears that they take out the parts that are a bit offensive to YouTube standards, so that'll be good indeed. And plus, not only that, we've got 3 other routes to take on. Rest is Noise, Clear, and Mink. What are you interested to see next, Rashad?
Malcolm Hoover. Man, that sex scene had me all hot and bothered. Malcolm Hoover. And Mink would be interesting.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah, I hope that part can be kept in and will be acceptable for YouTube standards, because I do know that Steam version was censored to an extent. But I'm not sure if that would be good enough for YouTube or what. I don't know. I don't know why they have to do that. I mean, like, I've seen really sexy games that were, like, way too hot to be put on YouTube anyway, so I'm not sure what they were trying to do there. Maybe to put it on, maybe, like, even on consoles or something? I have no idea. Just in case, maybe. And I hope YouTube treats it like how Twitch would. If there was like a really sexy scene in the game, that it would still be allowed to be broadcast, but only in the context of a Let's Play or something like that, and should not be the main focus.
Malcolm Hoover. You over there laughing, don't act like you don't want action like that.
You too, eh? It's nice when you can get that close to someone, for sure. Yeah, but it's too bad when you don't have anyone, like, long-term like that, you know? It'd be pretty nice.
Malcolm Hoover. Want to hear a story?
Oh. Just make sure it ain't too explicit. And there's a little sprite of Koujaku added there.
Malcolm Hoover. So that's how me and my partner was. I never been with anyone transgender, and they took my hand and told me that they couldn't see their life without me, and something I don't push to being with them.
That's kind of sweet, eh? Unfortunately, I don't think I've ever had anyone like that. Well, I don't even hang out with a lot of people anyway. Yeah, it's hard. Like, friends are really hard to come by in this town, honestly. I don't even know if I want to, like, move somewhere else just to have more of a social life, or if I'm just really shy and I don't even bother. Yeah, it's really hard. I don't know what I really want in life, generally. Just as long as people are around me. Like, I've got my family, so...
Malcolm Hoover. LOL.
But...
Malcolm Hoover. You don't seem shy. Malcolm Hoover. And I known you for a while.
Eh, well, I guess it's just because I'm in my comfortable setting, live streaming or something, maybe. And I'm just pretty much going about the subjects that I want. I mean, when I go to work, I'm kind of a little bit shy, but... because I'm autistic, like, a lot of stuff in front of me all at once can get me a bit overwhelmed, so... But I know what I'm expecting from this, so I don't really get overwhelmed like that, so... Maybe shave. Alright, so... unfortunately, that'll probably be it for me today. I gotta go to sleep at around like 1:45 or something like that for work tomorrow. I hate working at midnight, but I got no one else, so it's something that I gotta do. Meh, it sucks. What do I want in life? That's a good question. Alright, that was Dramatical Murder, part...
Malcolm Hoover. But this was fun.
But we still got a lot to go through yet. There's actually...
Malcolm Hoover. Cheeseburgers.
I will tell you there is a secret route if we complete all 4. And this one is pretty story-wise, so there's a lot of stuff to unpack on it, a lot of explaining that's explained. So we still got a few more routes to go through. Alright, that was Dramatical Murder Part 5, Koujaku's Route Part 3. Next time we'll probably take on, I can't quite remember who we'll take on, but we'll take on someone. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Rashad, for coming and supporting, and also DeWitt for coming in for a little bit. thank you guys for watching. I'm Sparka, and I'll see you guys next time.